live.
Yep, so what you do is copy the URL. If you want to go to Slack.
So do you mind? Yeah, do you mind already like slacking me the URL?
Sure. I'll just leave my Slack on, so you can use this account. I'm not going to lock this or anything.
I'll be a good boy.
Please don't laugh at me.
I'm too old for those jokes.
So Slack is on.
Mm-hmm.
You have the live stream here, so when you're done.
So can you so would you mind just slacking me the URL that I need to give to everyone?
Sure.
And it's just been .g.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So once you're done with the stream, you can just go to this and stop recording.
Yeah, so hit stop recording, yes.
Yes, and exit.
And that's all I need to do.
Yeah.
And then close up the laptop,
Yeah.
in the other room.
Yeah, just lock the laptop and that'll be good.
Yeah, I'll put all that aside and stuff. Okay, so stop streaming and exit. That's it.
Yes, that's
And as far as the YouTube, I don't need to do anything. Or this is already via YouTube.
So this is what we use to stream from YouTube. So
Yeah.
that's not going from there, we just like obviously.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So the YouTube stream will actually shut down automatically.
Yes.
Done.
So log this, after this.
That's very close, right? Sweet, dude, thank you very much.
No worries.
Appreciate the help.
It doesn't do this game.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
So excited. Kat, are you staying around for this TypeScript talk?
No, I'm not.
No, these cities, honey. Your cities, honey.
Yeah, I even wrote.
You can roll one?
My Uber is here in 2 minutes.
See ya.
See ya.
Yes, here.
Sorry.
It's alright.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. Back up. Baby.
Annoying.
It's alright.
Yeah. Just banging my head against this thing. I'm like cutting 90% there, but then there's some stupid issues going on. And yeah, it's alright. It's just like put it aside and then resolve it all tomorrow. Situation.
Yep.
I have like a pattern happening. It's a good pattern.
Some fresh eyes on the mind to.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one?
And there's one thing that's just not perfect, and then it's like once I kind of figure out that one little bit, then the rest will flow nicely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, man. How are you going?
Pretty good. I just spent last hour just kind of doing a bit of backup stuff and doing some. Starting to think about the product story idea, like
Yeah.
doing the stuff for customer.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what does that look like first? And just kind of going through ideas around what's useful to show without overwhelming. These are things that happen in a product's life. I started off kind of thinking, well, it'd be cool if we could show trends like this week and increase sales of products.
Yeah.
Just as a marketing effort that would be interesting to see in the timeline.
Yeah.
But also, there's events that you can show without doing magic like that that would still maybe be useful, like large big events. Promoting stuff and things like that. We can show that. You don't have to interpret many events and make it into one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, totally interesting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that is a good way to value to see which product, because then you can kind of forecast your purchasing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we can have a forecast on sales going down, maybe we should promote this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's interesting the tech we're dealing with now because Penny works for my partner, works for this company called Quenos, and they sell like high-end, customized plastics and stuff like that. Manufacturers.
The raw materials.
Like the raw material and stuff, yeah. And so she's doing all this stuff, but she's in marketing or strategy, so she deals with like forecasting, inventory purchasing, and the strategy around that. And she is totally talking about the concept of different customer categories and how do you categorize them and how do you market to that specific category. And her whole thing is like, and she's like, basically she like met a bunch of customers. And her boss is like, well, we have this concept of like the VIP part customer, but that's just, it's pretty dumb. It's just about raw purchasing. But like, this customer type is really like that, and that customer type is really like that. We should start categorizing and strategizing on the market based on that. And he's like, that's great, but these are the people that you met. What about the hundreds of customers you haven't met? And I was like, well, that's where event sourcing is coming from, right? Like, that's the whole idea is that you have all these events that you're capturing and showing, and based on that, you're assuming certain trends of that customer personality.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's one of the things that came out of something that's probably going to be a focus if you know, getting well because products not just their subtitles.
Yeah.
The idea of discovering segments that you weren't aware of, or referrers, or purchasers. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And it ends up being this kind of segment. So that's like a different way to describe it, where you're looking at the broader market set of data and trying to figure out who you should plug in next versus, I guess what we're talking about is looking at who's buying the stuff and figuring out are there patterns to this that you haven't realized.
Yeah.
like the one that Fair's already aware of, I prefer to be referral source. Others are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's interesting. There's other.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's snipping out a strategy through data, and it's a question of how do you snip out that strategy? Is it based on great referrals? And we can see that because, or there's like the concept of the influencer, right? Like there's like actually, what's it called? The podiatrist referral.
Yeah.
There's the influencer that's through Instagram. So that's really
Ice great. Oh, you hadn't really thought about that before. It was like influencer could be a. I've seen a lot more.
Yeah.
Number specimens.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just an influencer, right? So you could be an influencer because you got.
What is an influencer? Well, it's actually a referrer. You know,
Yeah. It's
Except
exactly
that's
it.
a referrer.
Yeah.
But we call referrers on Instagram.
Influencers. That's exactly, yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, the whole integration with Yahoo, just as initially, like, hey, we got this person doesn't buy that many shoes, but they keep in touch with reviews. You know, people get, that's a kind of influencer, you know? Yeah, and then like maybe, and then if people like those reviews, and it's like doesn't Amazon have a whole business model about sending products to review us, you know, just to build up like a spread. It seems like that's what it is.
That is interesting.
An analysis of events that leads to a marketing strategy.
Metrics, not just them, but other metrics.
Target. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stop.
I guess you want to kind of use it again. You see it as a customer, but also as the product. The product itself is also interesting too, right? The product, I guess, has a just popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the interaction with that given.
I mean, like,
Just like fruit, it's probably other things that choices you make around products that it's interesting to see trends and the effects of that.
yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. That's what you're saying. Like certain marketing campaigns will go up. It's costing this product to be sold. Well, that's what
you
you're just
change
talking
the
about.
category of a product, and that actually affects things that
Yeah.
are positive.
Yeah.
Fewer people
You right.
look at it.
Yeah.
You can see that, oh, that stuff happened.
Yeah.
It is what.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel
Ah.
like but I guess the whole idea is
All
it's
the
like,
work and late
the idea
nights
is
for
like, hey, you
nothing.
could do this one bit, that's interesting. And then that's your strike right now, you know, and then sit on that information and find some more info on it, but there's no real end to it, you know? So I guess that's
We just have to figure out stuff.
yeah.
Are you sure all the switches are
Yeah.
properly?
No, yeah. And I guess the stars like,
Sure,
I
yeah.
think we probably give them this value.
And what do we have?
Yeah.
Maybe even switches.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool project, man. Definitely.
Comcast today.
I'm a bit frustrated that I won't.
What's taking up your
Can
time?
I make a switch somewhere?
Oh,
Yeah, but it's yourself.
Yeah.
Pipeline. Well, and I'm just last week there, just spent a lot of time trying to get ahead of the game with the strategy week and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure that this stuff gets put on good way. I don't let it come around to next Thursday week.
I have a feeling like
I have something.
given this tiny label, we might have to like switch that
Yeah.
and then try to drag it on,
Yeah.
which would be extremely weird.
Access to the higher.
Yeah. Just looking for that stuff. Yeah.
It's all just in plots where you
Yeah.
right now. I don't feel like I can break it.
This was not
Designs,
expected.
but it'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And also if you're on these things,
Yeah, they just go. Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. Anyways, what you do?
I'm gonna get out of here. Sit down.
See you later. Oh, no problem. You know what happened? Wasn't there. I'm trying to figure out where the floor is. Goes down this side here. And it comes back up here. And then loops around here. Round. That's it.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's my good class.
We need to make name tags.
Probably should.
Good luck tonight, Jack.
Yes, sir.
You as well. Is there another person talking as well, or just you?
Just me.
Yeah. What?
Object is now with rank
Exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Knock him out.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it's a little bit intimidating. Photography, video policy on the
Oh, right. Snapshot.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
It is. Gotta turn this light box on so people can see it. It's on.
we have sound issues.
Mmm.
Did you see?
Mmm. What do you think about that take size? I mean, your vision's average, right? Well, not perfect. I mean,
The delay is like 15 seconds on the sound, or 20 seconds.
really?
That is perfect to me.
Yeah.
It locks automatically. Hi, I'm Ben.
Okay, great.
Nice to meet you, Greg. How you doing?
Pretty good stuff.
Very good, very good. We're just trying to fix up some sound issues. Hi, I'm Ben.
I'm back.
Nice to meet you guys.
Response to that as well.
Huh? That was interesting. I'm finding out it's on about like a 20 or 30 second delay. So we've got that's you walking in a car a while ago. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm not even sure there's anything I can do about that.
So we're live already, eh?
Huh?
We're already live, are we?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, you were live 30 seconds ago. I'm not even sure there's anything I can do about that. So we're live. Alright.
I'll sit close in case we do have sound issues.
Well, as long as the sound issues are online and not from him.
What?
Well, as long as the sound issues are online and not from him. No, I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Because I've got no idea how their software works. Would you like a beer or anything? Or a coffee? Or water? So back through that door in there, I'm just going to open up.
It's a single direction.
Yeah, just right before you hit that door. So there's a nice big garage back there as well. Let's see if we can.
Is that the one?
Huh? Either or.
Is the right one, is it?
I can't presume.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
That covers pretty much everything.
No.
It's time based.
Yeah, no. But usually you can set it that it's like you can lock and unlock it, but I don't think that it's gonna allow us to.
Can we always open on the inside?
Huh?
Can we always open on the inside?
Yeah, we may just block it open. I'm going to go and get a block. To block it open with.
Yeah, we'll probably start in like half an hour. Give people a time to arrive. Feel free to hang out in the carriage. I'm back, you got beer and some drinks and music. Taylor Swift.
Is there a party going on back there?
No, they're working.
Yeah, bit of both. Yeah, just probably gonna see who's going out at the same time.
Your video might get dinged for the copyright of the Taylor Swift in the background.
We'll set that off. That's that.
Looks like we got it easy tonight compared to them.
success.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I just got the quote from. Yeah. It's it's an article by the guy who created Stack Overflow.
Good note. Forgotten his name, but yeah, it looks horrible. Is the joke there?
Yeah, I love the imagery behind the bit of success. It's like my favorite in programming at least.
It's a cutoff on the screen.
Yeah. That would be an issue, I think. There's nothing engages in the screen. Cool. Have you guys worked with TypeScript a bit, or you guys sort of introduction?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I'll sort of, it'll be an interesting talk. There's some advanced stuff and some beginner stuff, and we'll sort of mix together, so. Hopefully it keeps everyone a bit interested.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? I'm Ben Patton. Now put this guy here, and hopefully we don't get people to trip over it. That's it. Is this good? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Trent. What part of Melbourne do you come from?
I just moved here actually.
Oh, from where?
I'm originally from Australia. I've lived in Canada for 3 years.
Oh, well, you got right. You've done the overseas shit there.
Yeah.
How was Canada?
It's good.
Yeah.
Very cold.
I did 3 years in Denver and I did 3 years in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
And then after I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just want to go back to where things make sense. have you done any time overseas?
I was born in Pakistan.
Got it. So you've definitely done some time overseas. Yeah, so it's yes.
There are things still in front of me, but I know that I'm retired soon.
Yeah.
That's not an upper debate.
No homesickness, no maybe. Because I mean, you can like live quite well over there, especially on like a decent wage.
The overseas that I'm talking about is the Silicon Valley. That's the US side of just wanna see the development there.
Yeah.
But retiring is so.
It's interesting. Like it's a really beautiful area, and then like you can't pay rent. I got charged $3,500 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment anywhere in the area, like all from San Francisco and then all the way down the Bay Area. It's like that's just for 1 bedroom, small. If you've got wife and kids, like you're up for at least $4,500–5,000 per month.
That's not gonna happen.
If you're of the drinking variety, we've got a cake in the back and drinks and food. Yes.
So you're from Melbourne?
Yeah. We were born and raised here, but southeast. So yeah, it's an interesting. The entire city's changed. Like it's completely become a different place.
Yeah.
So myself a pop as well. Just because it's one of those nice. We got some of the engineers here as well.
Oh yes.
They're eating shit, so they keep us up. Wow. Yeah, that's a decent whack of time. Isn't it strange how like all of a sudden like you blink and a couple of years have gone past?
Yeah, that's true for the last 1.5 years.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next 20 to 10 years I can get that.
Then you get your gold watch. It's cool. I was taking a flight with some truckers and they've done runs for Aussie Post and they said like Aussie Post takes good care, Aussie Post takes really good care of its drivers. So
Yeah. Well, we care about mental health as well. That's a big plus. Like, we care about our employees.
Yeah.
And one of the initiatives by the CEO is about ensuring that as few people lose their job as possible.
Yeah.
Because this will be the last job of a lot of the employees that Australia Post has.
Really?
Because the industry, finding another one in there, like, not. So, yeah, you have to stay afloat. It's not an option.
That's fantastic. That is pretty cool. What part of the city do you work in?
I just rented the space that we work in near Southern Coast Station.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
I'm just working for the company from Canada.
Ah, sweet.
So we're trying that for a 3-month contract.
Did they send you over with a polar bear?
Nah.
No, they sent you over with some maple syrup. That I know they did. Right? Canadians like get really like serious about their maple syrup.
You didn't bring it yourself?
I didn't really make it.
The first time I had Canadian maple syrup, I didn't even like totally different world. I think we get brought up on like corn syrup or something like that, and they hit the maple syrup and you're like, whoa, that's different.
I went to a sugar shack. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, sugar shack.
Like around April.
Yeah.
It's just a big feast for like $30. Everything is just in maple
Covered in maple syrup. It's well worth the $30.
Yeah. But it's just like an endless supply of food coming out.
Okay. Is Sugar Shack here or over there?
Over there.
Over there. So I don't know.
It's like Cape Cabane, that's soup
Yeah.
in French. It's really nice sugar shack.
Right. Just translates over a lot easier. What does the Canadian company do?
It's just an Oracle consultancy company.
Yeah.
They go like, Oracle has this web framework put up there for you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, this company just specializes in that.
Cool. Is Application Express like a pass? Like a customer, like, does it take care of your infrastructure as well, or is it more like
Oh no, it's just like a wizard-based, like declarative thing, like that logo thing that every operation does these days. And so it's got like, and you can extend like write your own JavaScript, and then in the back end, there's SQL.
Hello. Hey, come in. Nice to meet you, Blake. How you doing? There is beer in the back if you need. There's toilets just next to the fire hydrant. And so, yeah, feel free. What part of the world do you hail from? Ah, cool. Ah, neighbours.
Yep.
Everyone, everywhere I've gone in the world, the first thing they say as soon as they tell them I'm Australian is, oh, you've got neighbours. It is strangely for a popular show. I never would have thought it would be an international phenomenon.
Sorry, I just tweeted that you were talking about the telly show, not like actual just kind of neighbours.
No, Oh, trust me, I am slowly updating those things.
Sorry, I'm caught up.
Sounds good. What's it called? What are the things down the road? Yeah. And
Maybe a little bit later, there'll be some comic code people on.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, so you know some of the crew.
Yeah, so you do it as well.
Yes, I've only been here for a couple of months, but yeah, it's good fun. They're good. Really cool, like, I love the offices. Like, it almost feels like they're working inside for Rainbow. You know, like, it's got like this colour or that colour. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, cool. So you're doing stuff.
Yeah, I did a bit of back end when I got here to begin with, and like set up an API for an IoT project, and then now I'm just working doing basic front end stuff. Like it's React and TypeScript, so it's fun. You know, it keeps you on your toes. Hello, Mister.
Hey.
How are you? Welcome to Common Code.
Thank you.
Just over there. You're in the back of me.
How you doing?
I like it.
Justin. Must be like, Opera? Yeah, cool.
My terrible reputation. Cheap exits.
I thought I'd seen that.
Yeah, running around here before.
Yeah.
John.
Okay.
Fairly egregious PRs moved.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. What's up, Melbourne? Luxury Escapes.
That's really good.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun thing there.
So Abington,
What part of town?
It'd be like 30.
they haven't trouble with car.
Because and that was on
I
purpose.
think so.
Oh, that's just where I got a job.
It wasn't like I
Brand's quite well known, so.
Oh, very right. You want some people.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
Really like it. So, you know.
Yeah, they complain a lot about developers being.
Yeah, that was the thing. My main first CTO kind of been described like exactly that. Like,
They just seem to soak up.
A bit like REA here.
So
I
I
got a bit.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, the way to see
No,
my
no,
father-in-law in America, and so I went from Bali. Bali is just like 35 degrees. Omaha is at like -5, -10. So I got off the plane in like singlet, shorts, and thongs. And I was just like, I really died recently. So it's unless you actually experience but then again, singles and thongs. It's fantastic. And it's not like it's really fun at all. It's a great little run. And then it was just like maybe -8 degrees, and I nearly died. It's like, oh, my daughter married me here. Something.
On the other way around. So I lived in Darwin for a while. And they had some people who got the records of Darwin University. From Adelaide. No, I think we also worked there. They walked off me, and I just felt the... And thought, no, I'm going back. They booked the next time.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They literally couldn't handle it that much. That's such an extreme reaction.
Yeah.
The only time I've really like, seen something like that bad is so Denver is 1 mile in the sky, which means 2.2 kilometers. 1 mile is about 2.2 kilometers. And so we had guests that came in from sea level. They lived there in sea level. They didn't know what kind of altitude it was. And they land and you just see them like, because it's like your blood becomes thicker and your heart has to go. It's rough. It's very hard to breathe. You get less oxygen, and they just all the flight. They couldn't stay. it's like
Yeah, I'll just give you the plugs.
I was covering South America doing like a couple months ago. So hard. Some of those fights.
Yeah.
Just get social. I just got social.
Yeah.
Yes.
Melting into
2 steps. Take a break.
We had like 35 people sign up. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, I really appreciate you came from the CBD. It's really nice. Hey, to you, because a lot of people are like, it's so far away.
Because it uses
Like someone else is
the
doing
two
that.
deprecated SQL access
Wait,
libraries.
you get there, it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's actually so start
Oh, I wonder
in
for it.
Margaret,
Yeah.
and then don't be the
So I wrote a ASP.NET Recent
coming
script
here
just
to
in plain old PHP. Just added a table for a migration file.
I mean, you gotta go and drive, you'd be driving, driving.
Because everyone's doing the notes.
Wow. That's epic. Well, you can say it's like train is faster than traffic.
One underscore new. There's a ton of code that's like commented out and dated 20
Yeah, it's no joy.
It's also the email it. It was really good.
Yeah, I did funny stuff. So I was, I started from like a project doing writing an API for my and I recently moved to small side development. Again, React. Hey.
Yeah, right.
That's
yeah, he said it's a nice
just make sure you hand the rest of them out so you can throw that straight into
and this bathroom is just next to the fire. You guys work just down the road, right?
What do you need to do is write about don't do
Is that like on purpose? Or like, you're like, I'm going to see socks.
Exactly.
There's like this one side like threadless t-shirts, you know, like red button, those sort of t-shirts, like skaters. Okay. And so yeah, it's they mostly good, like the mostly good stuff.
I don't have mine.
Yeah.
And most of them
Almost the whole day.
I'm just like a theater, you know, like was watching people. And everyone else would fall and they're like rolling their bags.
Yeah, this is the best. When I'm walking down the street, all the people like that side of the Is that it?
Everyone would work their climb. And then a lot of them fall and get injured. So everyone maybe I'll get into it and you see like some injuries starting to come in, one guy pulls his finger, another one twists his ankle, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll say some other stuff. Do you do a couple sports like that?
Yeah. Oh, no. Not very good. What you? Like same
No? That's not really your type of thing.
Yeah, I was just like,
That's probably a good idea.
well,
Do that.
yeah.
adjustments.
It's hard to pronounce. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it was funny that
It's very cold. It's just like a bunch of tennis rings.
Yeah, I've got a pair of gloves and a really nice knitted beanie in my backpack, and that just smells.
That's like just football game street.
Okay, cool.
I know exactly what you mean. That's some good. Yeah, just which is I guess the equivalent of Oracle. Yeah. I think I'll keep
Well, he was doing it.
I'll look into it when I do I ain't able to teach you. What's that? Yeah. I think it's 120 or 150 points.
Yeah, that's never gone.
And you get 5 points for a block vote, and 20 points for a conference or a talk or something. Okay, oh, that's what I heard something last week.
But if they're not winning, then
I don't really do conference stuff.
But there was no complaints. There was just like there was no
Even with the maximum, I got the my archive. Just like the markers just all each other. That's right, it's fine, that's stupid.
I can show you exactly.
It's like a big job down there, it's just a different activity.
That's not for gamification, right? Because I don't know so much.
Yeah.
So it's your business.
So you can not play it.
Have a guess.
Wolverine. Oh, Vegas, the Oh, okay.
Hey, guess you know music.
I'll shut down the back.
Everyone was like, so they go fucking down, get that one next step smile, or make one towards that one.
I did the
Oh, whatever, it doesn't really matter. They'll be like, they're all like, that's why. That's all they're really smart
I mean, I think one of them is like,
Not sure really.
Basically, it's like a kind of putting yourself into a bit of success, and then I kind of just set up like a basic application just to kind of try things out with. So it's kind of just very basic TypeScript stuff. So the talk is kind of like it starts basic and then it goes a bit more complex, and then it's interesting. Did you have any resistance like implementing TypeScript at Wow. Is that, so no resistance then whatsoever.
Java developers, nothing.
Yeah, it was. They did back home.
They're like, oh no, you know JavaScript. Good.
I mean, hello. Hey, I'm Ben. Nice to meet you again. Con. I saw you on the list. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're welcome to. As long as they want pizza and beer and all that kind of stuff. What part of things are you from?
Well, one is I just came from the logistical
Yes. So you get past the traffic. You get past the traffic. Because the traffic can get pretty brutal. Like I used to live down in the southeast, and then I was coming here every day, and I'm like, nah, I'm just not doing this. So I went and got an apartment just down the road. And I'm like, nah, just no. Because people, like, I love Melburnians, but sometimes when driving, they're not the best.
Right.
Yeah, especially as soon as it starts raining, they struggle. I grew up in Melbourne, but I did 3 years in Denver and 3 years in San Francisco. So you kind of get used to there, and like Denver's almost like the south, like people are just relaxed. Yeah. Maybe it's all marijuana, I don't know. But they're just like chilled out to the kids. Yeah. No, they're pretty cool. It's a very interesting place. So, because Denver is an old mining town that then went and became a full-blown tech center, as everyone is in just total whiplash. So you've got your like spaced out hippies who are having companies, and then you've got like hardcore killer startup guys who have $15-20 million of funding, and so like those two worlds just collide. I was once at an Indian restaurant, and there was like a group of 4 like kind of people with grey, like lots of grey hair, not little bits, and they were like talking about Woodstock. Oh wow! And they're like, you remember like flower power? And like I was like, you like yeah. So it was an interesting place, very different. And do you want a beer or a glass of beer, anything like that?
Yeah.
Got water, got soda.
Yeah.
How's it going? Nice to meet you, Ezra.
Are you using
Curious on Facebook structure. Yeah, and it's like, you know,
so you managed it
I'm actually thinking when you you're the only one who came out on the weekend you get to teams and you solve and it was to basically just build some UX around that data. So I think our thing was around playing times we had As well as coming up this road, it's like the placement of one of the that's the old big gig. Yeah.
I didn't put data. That's a very interesting one. Because you can sometimes get junk data. I mean, like it's a whole part of cleaning the data. It's quite but one of the projects I'm working on next is come up with a method application using methods just on spare time called methods. And basically practice just means repeating practice and especially when it has to like add up some numbers. I'm going to choose some stuff like that. And then basically take the temperatures of
In a way, it's good.
and you will see YouTube,
I feel like it's super yeah, exactly. You have to make climate change because at the moment, like, it's cold outside and it's winter, so it's fine, right? Yeah. Yeah, you have to be a lot better.
So we don't have to say fracture reach, but
If you want deeper, then like
you just understand that.
The other part of the question is need and the Indian. How do you know like you kind of know why. It's just gives you clarity where it's going to.
Your 2 stacks of sand on each, you know, like as far as impact. You do what you can, but it's like this is a bigger picture.
but like you can
Well, I guess I'm going to once you kind of get over that
Exactly. And a lot of people struggle to visualize this. Like, it's it's very hard to visualize at time scale.
I mean, like, say, my background is
Hilarious if I just 40 people fucking in the front door. Sorry, it was a train hold up. The trains are on good now. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Now I understand. It makes it so easy.
I get to a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, like we're
I also find
metaphors around programming, I guess. And it came from a Microsoft blog post when they were talking about language design. And in contrast to a summit or a difficult journey, we want the bit of success to be the opposite of that. And if our developers get into trouble, then we've sort of failed as designers. You can apply that same thing in when you're setting up a project, and I like to think about that a lot. There's only so much you can do, but it's a consideration. So that was sort of the basis of this talk. I'll also start with some assumptions that you don't need to be sold for TypeScript. It's a good idea. Most TypeScript spend half the time talking about how good it is. I'm assuming you guys are already excited about it because you're here. I'm also going to assume that you that you got both feed into TypeScript. Some libraries, some projects will just sort of use it in an isolated part of the code to get benefits. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with that, but the assumption is that you're looking at deploying TypeScript across an entire project and you want full type coverage and all the benefits you can get out of it. The other assumption I'm going to make is that you enjoy self-learning, because I'm not going to teach you a lot of stuff directly in this talk. I'm going to blast through a lot of content. And hopefully you guys can remember some keywords and some Google searches, so that when you get stuck or when you need a feature, you're like, oh yeah, Jack was talking about that, I can look that up. Also, these slides will be online, so don't worry about getting stuff. Cool, so I split the talk into 3 sections. The first is the core TypeScript features. A lot of people just sort of pick TypeScript up as they go. I know I did, and maybe you've missed some of the features along the way. So I'm going to blast through them all, and hopefully even the more experienced TypeScript people will learn 1 or 2 things. The less experienced TypeScript people might glaze their eyes over near the end, and that's fine too. Part 2, I'm going to talk about some tips and useful patterns that I found that aren't really documented anywhere particularly clearly, that I wish someone had told me about 6 months ago. And then the last part is the TypeScript ecosystem, and that's some of the tools to push you into the success. Cool. All right, part 1. Before I start on this as well, happy to answer any questions as we go, as long as I can answer them in 10 seconds. I'm going to glaze over stuff real fast, so if we go in-depth questions, the talk might never end. So happy to answer questions at the end. Cool. So the very, very basic syntax. A type annotation is a colon following a variable with a type after it. Hopefully you guys have seen something similar to this before, and if you put a couple of square brackets after it, then it turns it into an array of that type. For richer types, you can use type aliases and interfaces. The syntax is slightly different, and the use case is mostly the same. They're more or less, you can swap them for each other. There's some nuance to that, I'm going to cover that later in the talk. As for naming convention, user-defined types, rich types, usually uppercase, upper camel case, Pascal case, whatever you call it, and the basic primitive types, lowercase. Cool. All right. So onto the very basic types. You've got your JavaScript primitives, Boolean strings, and numbers. There's no surprises there. I'm not going to spend any time on that. You've also got undefined and null. Those more or less do what you expect, but you wouldn't actually use them very often because they're not very useful for describing your code. You've then also got the object and array types, and those are pretty one-to-one with JavaScript. They're not very interesting. You wouldn't actually use them very often because they don't describe a lot about your data structures. So they don't really help you. I rarely use them, but they're good to know about. Special types. These are types that exist in TypeScript and not in JavaScript, so they might be new to you. You've got your any type, which doesn't provide any benefit, but it doesn't stop you doing anything. So it can be quite good for prototyping stuff, but you wouldn't really want to ship any of these into your master branch. You've got the void type, which you'll see is a return type for functions, when the function doesn't return any values. That's more or less all it's used for. And then you might see the never type somewhere. This one's a bit more complex. You don't need to worry about it a lot, but it essentially represents a dead code path. It represents a place where that variable shouldn't be allowed to exist. It'll come up later on the talk again. Cool. Type assertions are something you'll see every now and then, hopefully not too often. That is the syntax of the variable followed by as and a type. And that's usually saying, I know better than the compiler. Use this with caution, because it is very vulnerable to human error. In this example here, I've cast the number 5 as a string, and then I'm trying to access the length. TypeScript's not going to give me any warnings, and then I'm going to get a runtime error, and that's what we want to avoid with TypeScript.
So it's not casting, it's actually just type check.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, those are picking up on what you said, it was just
Sure.
type fine, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then you might see this as I think this is an older syntax. I haven't seen it as often, but it's good to know about. I think there's some syntax conflicts with JSX, so it's often not used as much if we use the as. Summary, you need type assertions sometimes, but use them with caution. They're definitely not your go-to tool. Cool. Functions starts getting more interesting. The syntax is relatively simple. You simply annotate the inputs and the outputs as you would as a regular variable. I've given an example for a regular function and a fat arrow function doing the same thing. TypeScript is pretty smart. It can usually infer the type, so you can drop that off and you'll end up with the same result, the same type. One thing I didn't find out until a bit later is you can actually define the function signature, the type signature of a function independently of the function itself. Then you can reuse it. Even if you're not reusing it, sometimes with a complicated function it can make the code a bit more readable. So in this example here, I've defined a number function, which is just any function that takes single number in, single number out, and a square or a cube or any number like any function like that would have the same signature, so it can be reused in that way. Cool. So that's simple functions. That's pretty boring. JavaScript's a really dynamic and flexible language, and we don't want to lose any of that expressiveness in JavaScript because we're switching to TypeScript. But we also don't want to lose the type safety that comes along with it. So we need to do something. This example here demonstrates the problem. I've got a simple add function, and the purpose of this is I want it to be able to take a string or a number, two strings or two numbers, add them together, and then return them. But if the numbers are strings, I want them to convert it to a number, add them as numbers, and convert it back to a string and return them as strings. It's a contrived function, but it demonstrates the principle. In this case here, I've simply defined a type alias called input, which can be a string or a number, and I've said that the return type is input. The issue with this is the output is a string or a number, when we should know that it is a number. It's not a string. We shouldn't have to check that. So we've lost type information, and we can do better. Generics are the answer to this. I'm not going to cover generics in a lot of detail. I find them quite complex. Personally, it took me about 2 months working full-time with TypeScript before I was comfortable with them. That was me, someone who hadn't worked with a type language before. So if you're in a similar boat, take it slow. What I'm going to try and cover is the purpose of generics and the basic syntax. You can sort of recognize them when you see them, and you can use them comfortably, but not write them. The key thing to remember is a generic can take type information as an input and then do something with it. Here I've given an example of using a generic, and this is another version of the add, but it also takes type information, and it's using the two angle brackets just before the regular variable input, and I'm telling it the number that's going in. We've got two advantages doing it this way. We now know that if we pass two numbers, we get a number. If we pass two strings, we get a string returned. Also, if we try and pass a mixed number and string, we're going to get an error. So we've got two easy ones. For completeness, here's the changes to the function. We're passing in the variable t, and we're using it. Anyway, I can't explain this in this way. If you see this sort of looking stuff in code, that's what it is, that's its purpose. Cool. Sometimes JavaScript functions are a bit more complex and they're quite difficult to represent as a generic. So there's another option called overloads. You don't use these very often, but you might come across them in third-party libraries. The reason is if you've got a JavaScript function that behaves quite differently depending on the input, it almost has modes. It's almost two different functions, but depending on the input. And the solution to that, I'll take an example from the TypeScript docs, where they talk about a function called pickCard, which picks a card from a deck, and it has two possible inputs. If you pass in the entire deck, a random card object will be returned. If you pass in a single card number as an integer, then a single card object will be returned. Typing this completely would be quite difficult without overloads. With overloads, it's reasonably clear, and I've got an example just here of remove the implementation in JavaScript because that's not important, but you can see I've just defined the type of the function twice above the implementation of the function. Again, I wouldn't recommend you use these unless you're quite comfortable with them, but it's good to know the syntax in case you come across them in code. Yeah, they're also caveat error prone. I've not had any luck with them. I've tried to use them in production and failed.
So you already defined 3 different functions that takes different types.
So the top 2 lines are actually just defining the type of the function.
Yeah.
So that's just the TypeScript of the function.
Yeah.
Sorry, just the type definition of the function.
Yeah.
And then the third time you're defining the types and the actual function itself.
So how do you distinguish finally?
TypeScript does it, and it usually gets it right, but not always. That's where the frustration lies.
So you can't have 3 different implementations depending on the type?
You can only have the one implementation, but you can type it multiple.
So almost like you're putting restrictions on that method, so rather than just saying it's any, you're actually just saying it's going to be card or number, and that's just the extra information you need.
Yeah. They're explained moderately well on the TypeScript documentation. Probably better than I can explain it. Again, I've tried to use them and failed, so that's one of the edges of my knowledge, definitely. Cool. As promised, I was going to talk about the difference between interfaces and type aliases. This is something I researched a bit because it bugged me that I couldn't find a difference. For most intents and purposes, they're interchangeable, and the only difference is syntax. This is a type user and an interface user. And I've seen code bases that are 99% interfaces and others that are 99% types, and there are very little differences between them. But I will mention the small differences. And also the history of how we got here is that interfaces used to be much more featureful. Type aliases used to be much simpler. In the last 2 years, the TypeScript code has sort of added so many features that they're essentially interchangeable. So a lot of the stuff you might read online, especially if it's older than 2018, is going to be pretty out of date. Just remember they're interchangeable. 2 of the small differences, type aliases will often give slightly more verbose error messages and type information, whereas an interface will give more concise, less information. That can be a good or a bad thing depending on your situation. Interfaces also can't be union type, which is fine, you just use type aliases for that time. There is one big issue that you need to know about, is that duplicate interfaces will merge with no error, but duplicate type aliases will just generate an error. So in this example here, I've declared the user interface twice, and the result is a merged interface. Personally, I find that quite confusing, and if I've done this, then I've made a mistake, and I want to know about it. And that is what a type alias will do. It'll generate an error, it'll just say duplicate identifier. So that's why I always lean towards type aliases. Anyway, those are the differences, they're not huge. Your mileage may vary, etc.
You could do type interface inheritance,
yes.
Right.
Yeah, you can extend
Yeah.
you can extend types aliases in the same way you can extend interfaces.
Yeah.
You can also extend a class from a type alias or an interface. All of those sort of difficult little things I've added to both recently. So again, interchangeable. Cool. You might have come across files that end in .d.ts. That's a type declaration file and they're complementary to JavaScript file. You'll see them often in libraries you use because even libraries written in TypeScript will be distributed with the JavaScript files and the declaration file separately, so JavaScript users can use them. Also, if you're working with a JavaScript library that doesn't have types, then a third party, or you, if you're extra lucky, may have to write their own types for them. It's not that difficult. There's a good guide on the website. Yeah, I had to do it once. It was a lot less scary than I thought it was.
Would you recommend doing it or updating the JS file to a TX file?
If you're working with an external library, then
You have no choice.
you have no choice. You have to do the type declaration file. If you're working with your own code, then
If you have control over the JS file, is there any advantage to having it TX?
I don't think so. I'd lean towards the just converting it all to TypeScript directly, because then you can all your logic is co-located next to each other rather than being in two places. So your jump to definition is going to be a bit more useful. But if you need interoperability with JavaScript, then it might be easier. That's some of the projects in JavaScript. You never thought about it.
Why won't let you actually convert ATS?
Well, that's a third party essentially, right? If it's out of your control, then yeah. There's nothing inherently wrong with d.ts declaration files. I've copy-pasted some code from the TypeScript website just to sort of demonstrate the syntax of it. But there's, yeah.
It's kind of become a standard with other languages. So Kotlin in JavaScript will use the d.ts files for the type information on JavaScript libraries.
Oh, cool.
The IDEs kind of pick up on that, so like add elements untyped JavaScript.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, cool. Cool. All right. So just quickly, I'll cover some slightly more advanced types. I mean, they're not that advanced, but they're in the advanced type section of the TypeScript documentation, so that's what I call them. So we go to union type, which is a pipe. It's easy to remember because in JavaScript, 2 pipes is OR, and a union is essentially an OR, but for types. In the first example here, we've got some numbers that we could feed into that function earlier, and they can be a string or a number. We've also got a user type, which can be a union of multiple types. So it can't have attributes from both an admin user and a normal user, but it can be one of those 3 discrete users. An intersection type is essentially an AND. It joins 2 types. Imagine 2 objects just being merged together. In the example here, user ID and user details merged together with an intersection type, and the output is the same as if they're together. Cool. And then literal types can be really useful. You can have string and number literals. On their own, they're a little bit boring, but often useful. Combined with union types, they can be quite powerful and expressive. In this example here, we've got a play mode, say for an audio player on a website. You could just have it as fast or slow, and then rather than passing some object around or options object, you can just pass strings around with the same type safety, and it's a bit more terse and a bit more readable, in my opinion. Cool. All right. Sweet, we've blasted through Cortez. That was not too painful. Slightly over time, but that's fine. Cool. So, 5 tips that I'm going to go through reasonably quickly. As I touched upon in the last slide, using union types and strings instead of constant objects can be a much more readable pattern in TypeScript that's not available to you in JavaScript. This is a common pattern that I've seen in JavaScript. Because it gives you a certain amount of sort of type safety and autocomplete. And it's also a bit more descriptive than just passing strings in. You don't necessarily need to do that in TypeScript. You can do it a bit more tersely by defining a union type of multiple strings and then just setting that type and all the way through your code, you're just passing strings around. I found that significantly more readable myself. And you still get the same type safety. For example, here this will get an error because the mode faster doesn't exist in the mode union type. Cool. That extends nicely into a pattern that can be really powerful called discriminated unions. And that's where you have multiple type objects unions together. In this example, we've got a pair of shapes, and the definition of a square and the definition of a rectangle is slightly different. Then we've got a shape that we can pass around. We don't necessarily know what the shape is, but we can find the shape out at compile time using switch statements or if statements. TypeScript will pick this up. Here we've got a switch on the kind key. This is the discriminant, the kind key, and it will discriminate between these two. Unfortunately, and I'm not entirely sure why, there's probably a good reason. If you don't have this discriminant common, excuse me, if you don't have the discriminant key between every single object, then you lose a lot of the type inference and it becomes a pain. Now the advantage you might get from that is if you make a typo here and you forget that your shape.size is shape.width, then you get an error because shape.width doesn't exist on the square, it only exists on the rectangle. And TypeScript pick that up, give you an error, which is a win. There's a reasonably good guide on the TypeScript website. Here's the link. It's powerful.
Jake,
Yeah.
one question about it. Do you know if it's possible to get a warning if I, for example, I add a new type to the union type?
That's the next slide.
Okay.
Good question.
So next slide.
Cool. So that pattern is called exhaustiveness checking. It's the next slide. It's also the next section of the TypeScript documentation. It's very powerful and very useful. I would highly recommend it. And that solves the problem of if we do add a new type, we add a triangle or a circle to our shape types. We want to get some sort of error because maybe our shape application got already popular and now it's 100,000 lines of code and we use this some function like this area in maybe 85 places. And when we add a new shape, we obviously want to update all these functions to handle all of the shapes. We can use this, I guess it's a utility function. It comes from the TypeScript website, so you know it's good. I'm not going to explain it any further because that's about the extent of my, as far as I can go. And you can handle a default case by passing in, sorry, that shouldn't be return a certain error, that should just be a certain error. And that will assert that the type of S at this point is the type never, in the sense that this is a dead code path and it can never be reached because we've exhausted all of our discriminated unions. So as soon as we add a new type to this, this will fail at compile time, give us an error and a line number to go fix it. We can go fix it, it'll pass. If you've worked with Redux, this pattern is probably quite familiar to you, and yes, you should use it.
Okay, but by default, I wouldn't get a warning if I add a new type to the union type, and I don't have the default clause.
If you don't use this assert never helper, then you, you won't get a warning. Because it's not technically a compile type error. It's just, there's an unhandled case, and an unhandled case is not necessarily an error.
So you could always add in types that are, you don't necessarily use all the variables within that type. You know, so like you could define a type that you could only use 3 of the variables within that type because it's not an error. It's because that is without that number.
Yeah.
Cool. We can talk about this more afterwards. Cool. Right. And this one. The type of type query. This is a neat one to know about if you're getting started. It's different from JavaScript's type of operator. What it does is it'll get the type of something that's already been defined in JavaScript. If you've got a big theme object, you don't want to define the type of it twice. If you've worked with a CSS and JavaScript library, like Emotion or style components, this will look familiar to you. And you want the type of this object so that you can pass it around other parts of your application, but you don't want to define it twice. You can just use this type of operator, and it will be exactly the same as defining the type verbosely. You can imagine a nice big theme with 100 keys in it. This saves a lot of code. Duplication. Cool. And this is the last one. I looked for this for nearly 2 months because I didn't know what the name of it was, and it's super, super useful. They're called lookup types or indexed access types. And the purpose of them is to extract part of the type. So if you've got a big complex type that's coming from a third-party library, and you only want part of it, in this example here, I've got a users array, and that's an object users that's an array of, square brackets there, and I want the user object. I just want one of them because I'm passing it around somewhere. I can use a square bracket with a 0 in the middle. Honestly, I don't even know what that syntax is called. I found it by mistake, but it's super useful. And then you can look into the user itself and get a property key, and this address with the 2 keys here is the same as this address here. So it saves duplicating that code, can prevent typing errors. Cool. All right, part 3. TypeScript ecosystem. These guys are. So TSLint was the official de facto TypeScript linter. It was used on the TypeScript project itself. It was maintained by a company called Palantir. It's not deprecated now, but they've said they're going to deprecate it. Probably don't start any projects with it. They've explained it on their Medium blog, Palantir's. You can have a read about it there. In January this year, the TypeScript team decided they were going to focus on ESLint over TSLint. for a variety of reasons, 3 of which are easier migration to TypeScript, more unified JavaScript TypeScript community, and better performance. TypeScript have talked about that. That's linked to their roadmap from January this year. Probably should have covered what a linter is. It looks through your code for related errors. It can be configured in ways that are incredibly helpful or incredibly frustrating, depending on how you decide to set it up. I would advocate strongly for a minimal approach, starting with, aside from the boilerplate that you require to make it all work, just these 2 sets. So the ESLint recommended and the TypeScript ESLint recommended. Up until last week, the TypeScript ESLint recommended came with a bunch of dumb rules, which I was going to advocate turning off, but they released 2.0 last week, and I've turned them all off, so I don't have to. It's perfect as it is. But that said, freely turn off the tools that get in your way. It's supposed to help you out. It's supposed to be minimal. If things are slowing you down, don't worry about it. If you use a code formatter like standard.js or Prettier, add that as a plugin so you don't get conflicts. If you're using React but not create React app, then this won't be set up for you. It's really important you use the React hooks ESLint rule, because there's a bunch of traps that come with those. Otherwise, create a React app, I think, sets you up reasonably well. Yeah, I wouldn't go along with using something like the Airbnb ESLint guide, because it's got a ton of rules which don't really provide a lot of benefits to TypeScript over into JavaScript. So take it easy, I guess. Cool. And then the last slide is about TS Server and setting up your editor well. If you're using VS Code, it's set up fine. If you're using any other editor, you might have to do a little bit of work, unless it's from the IntelliJ family, then it's probably fine. TypeScript comes with TS Server, which is a language server, and it provides all of the good IDE-like features. So regardless of which editor you're using, you should get the exact same IDE features, as long as you have a plugin to talk to the language server itself. The 5 key features that if you're not getting and using, then you probably don't have your editor set up right. Autocomplete, you should be getting a list of valid object keys when you type in. If you've got 3 valid keys in an object and you're typing along, it should only show those 3. You should get jump to definition. This is incredibly important. You can just jump to definition of library files. Type files often have a lot of documentation there. Show references is kind of the opposite of jump to def. Not all editors often have that, but with TS Server you get that for free. If it's used in 5 places, it'll show you the code location of 5 places that that particular function might be used. Show type will show you the type of a function or object, regardless of where it's used. And you should be getting live errors in your editor, if you like them. I know some people prefer to get those in the console, but cool. Any questions?
You did mention enums. What's the difference between enums and the type alias or type, those different types?
Yep, yeah, that's a good point. I was going to mention enums, but in the sense that I don't recommend using them. There's nothing inherently wrong with them. I find them a little bit. TypeScript only exists at compile time. JavaScript only exists at runtime. There's sort of this nice mental model. Enums sort of bridge this gap in a slightly weird way. They exist as a JavaScript object and also a TypeScript type. On top of that, you can get basically all the benefits of an enum, at least in all the cases I've seen, not necessarily all the benefits. But you can swap them out for a discriminated union or a string literal union rather than an enum itself. I find that to be lighter and easier to work with, easier to reason about. So personally, I'd start with a union type, and if you need an enum, you could go for that. I think there's quite a lot of features in TypeScript that come from Java and C#. Microsoft was essentially trying to add all of these features, and depending on your programming style, they may or may not be useful to you.
Cool.
Yeah, does that answer you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just had a question because I was gonna, the senior developer where I work is Java, he has Java background.
Yeah.
And I was providing JavaScript, so
Yeah.
we were deciding, should I use enum, but I found the type string literal more useful.
Okay,
so
cool.
I said I'm gonna go for that one, and then he got angry, and then I said, and that's it. Yeah, that's the story.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
just going to take 30 seconds just because there's hotkeys in the back and I don't want to mess with that. Would love to hear your feedback when you guys have got time. I'll either jet out my email address or send a link to in common Slack channel where you can jump in. But things I'd love to hear is, of course, what you thought of tonight. What types of talks you'd like to hear in the future. We're thinking about doing integration with React and Redux, integration with GraphQL, common TypeScript errors that you come across, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of things out in Devland. So we'd love to hear feedback, and also as far as if doing this in the CBD, the downtown would be more helpful and accessible to people. That's also something we're open to, like another company hosting this as well. And so yeah, I'd love to hear back from you guys.
Thank you. Was good.
Cool. Yeah, it's good for business.
For that too. Like nested type, and you were just like trying to access the nested type.
It's also super intuitive, right? Like that's
A bit more intuitive is that you could just call like dot. Why not dot? And then the sub.
yeah. Maybe this is a
Yeah. Pretty new. Yeah. It's gone kind of crazy on the services.
You do that,
Yeah, you can get that. Yeah, I'm also looking for so do some like it's not just also that side. Natural language processing and machine learning projects. All of the projects.
I didn't know the difference between types and interfaces. That's really good.
Like
How are you? See you guys. Thanks for that. See you, mate.
Hey mate, sorry to get back your email about that. The logo. Oh, we didn't get anything good.
I
don't know if any of you guys actually managed to enter.
I think a couple of them did.
They did.
And
Oh, thank you.
I also did get a couple of in my inbox.
Yeah.
I didn't bother sending them over because they look like just templates.
Some of them were terrible. Like, I actually was okay with a couple of the entries. We ranked them from 1 to 5, and I had a couple level 4 star, but my partner was like, no, none of them. So we're probably going to rerun it. I think we rerun it. We have another go.
So is that the budget that you're looking around for the logo?
I don't know. It's hard, but we just wanted to try it out, really.
Because like that, I have a really good graphic designer.
Yeah.
He's based in Lanka.
Yeah.
But I need to give him like a budget and say this budget you're working with. I can give you the same thing because the video is very comprehensive.
You thought the brief was comprehensive enough? Yeah, because the 99 design says, oh, you know, if you should have updated your brief or something. But
I mean, I got a lot more information that I usually get from somebody.
Yeah.
But like, they'll just give a couple of designs and a couple of colors and I want something like this.
Yeah.
Whereas you guys had what the context was, what color palettes that you were looking for, samples, and just like wonderful look. So out of the guys, there's one guy who thought he did a good job. I'll send you his name.
Yeah.
So maybe
I can't see any of it now. They they hide it all again.
Do you want me to do you already say stuff or do you want me to?
I'll tell you.
But I can remember them all. So like, if he wants to send me like a low res, that was the one, and then I'll remember if that was the one that we rated highly, and maybe we just say, okay, you know, what does it cost you just to like work for a couple of days and keep going?
Yeah.
You know, do a few iterations. I think that.
Alright, I can reach out to you because what I did was I just shared your post in a couple of different groups.
Yeah.
And I got a whole bunch of guys saying what's this, what's that, and some people couldn't like get their accounts verified on time and like some problems.
Okay.
But there was one guy who was like, no, I hope I win. So he was like kind of with attitude. So I'm assuming he put in a good submission.
Okay.
So he's one of the guys that I can share, look and share, and I can share with you a profile of the designer that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you would look for.
Look, please do send it through. Yeah. Actually, after this tonight, I'm talking to my partner about it. So we want to definitely get it going again, but we'll look at other options too. Whether it's just going with someone directly might be more efficient.
But most of the people who. So the thing how most of the people work on Upwork from Fiverr and 99 Designs, 99 Designs are not very popular in terms of the networks that I'm in. But how they work, one is they work really hard to get their ratings up. Once they get their ratings up, they get a lot of direct work.
Yeah.
So till they get the ratings up, that's when they go paid and
Yeah.
So kind of the funnel is, that's how I understood it works. Maybe it's
Okay. Gonna go just check some other people here.
No worries.
Alright?
Yep.
We'll meet up.
again today?
Yes.
Woo! Prime spot.
Yeah, it's easy